Hi guys, how are you all doing? Welcome back again to my channel. This is a part 2 of the Q&A video with my dad. I hope you guys have enjoyed the part 1. The video was already too long, so we decided to cut it and take these last few questions that we have. Very interesting questions, and thank you guys once again for coming up with these questions. I really appreciate. So without wasting more time, let's go. But before then, have you subscribed? Have you liked this video? Please give it thumbs up. It goes a long way, and let's go there. So the first question from this person, there are 6 questions from this person. The person asks, what are his thoughts on parents spending their money to send their daughter abroad? Does he still stand by his previous opinion that it is a good investment? This person is referring to the video I filmed with my dad the first time he came to the UK. So what are your thoughts? Do you still believe it's a good investment to invest in your daughter's female or girl child?
I'm an advocate of female education in my community. As I said earlier, I'm elder. I've been encouraging parents to train their female children. It's pure practical. I've been here for 2 months. My son is here and my daughter is here. But my son have never paid 10% attention to me. I'm saying nothing but the truth. So immediately he grows up, he became a man like you, and he's seeing like you.
Yeah.
So you don't have passion for the father. Instead, if the mother is alive, the man will have little passion to the mother towards the father. But the daughter is always interested on the father. Even in our Igbo setup, where he married, even those at the village, once in a while he will cook a delicious food that the father liked and bring to the father. Say, Papa, continue. Thank you. But immediately the man married the wife. The wife will divert his attention to. I'm telling you nothing but the truth. So I'm still standing on it. I don't regret. As I let you know last time, I showed my property to train my daughter. And my in-law asked me, let him buy 2 or 3 plots of land to appreciate me. And I laughed at him. I laughed at him. So what are you going to give me? I am no more interested. And in our place, it's not like in Europe here where you have property and you be for you. In my place, you have so many property. There were times people will start to encroach on it. I will not have strength to fight for it. You didn't have insurance. You didn't have nothing to secure that property. So why should you acquire the property that you cannot defend? So I'm not interested.
And you will still live and go, or you say you are handing it over to your children, and you won't use it to train those children.
You use it to train those children. Why should you acquiring all those properties?
Who are they for? You will leave them and go.
So I'm an advocate of female education in my community. If you're a female in my community and you are doing well, I'll be interested paying part of the school fees. I will not let the parents know that because by God's grace I'm a Christian. I will involve my priest. Let him know that somebody is paying for this child. Because that's where our people is doing. You may complain it to one person, elder is paying the school fees for my daughter. Before you know it, up to 5 to 10 people will come and approach you that you start to pay. So if you deny that person, he will see favoritism on them. So you need to be wise and be articulated in what you have been doing. So I'm still an advocate of female education.
Yeah, it's a good investment. Daughters are like, and I wish everybody, like especially African countries or some other continents, will really embrace this. Okay, the girl child deserves the best, really. Secondly, whether he has noticed. So the question is, have you noticed any changes in my character or my composure since I started my own family? It's an interesting question.
No, I have answered part of it.
Okay.
I answered part of it in the first question. If we are typically in Africa or in a home, in a village, he will be cooking food and send to me once in a while. So I have never seen any change. One thing that gives me joy when I remember Meso is that at every month, she will pay me the stipends of money. It gives me, it adds so many years in my life and makes me to be joyful when I receive the alert. No matter how that money is, no matter how big, no matter how small. And I will tell my neighbor, I have received my monthly stipends. So I will pay my tithe to the church. I will use the money to support the ministry. I'm a member of IFAC and chairman of Main Christian Fellowship. I use the money to support the ministry. That is the share that my daughter have given me. Let us share it together in the Lord's vineyard. I will donate part to the Men's Christian Fellowship. I will pay to IFAC and I will pay my tithe to the church. The remaining, I will use it to buy some fruits to enjoy myself. So it's very, very exciting to me.
Okay. So the next question, how do you feel as a grandfather? We've answered, okay, versus how you felt as a father. So the feeling you have as a father and as a grandfather, is there any difference between then and now?
There are quite different. I have said it earlier. When you are a father, you think and act like a father. But when you're a grandfather, you come up higher in your level of reasoning and understanding. Because one, people in the village is looking you quite different as a father and as a grandpa.
Okay.
So there's a thing you will do. I see what that old man is doing. I'm an old man. So I cannot fight. If you, I told my son, if somebody beat me now, it's the duty of Chick and Mesoma to go and defend me. So, because I have never fought. So if somebody, Satan entered his mind, he confronted me. It's not me that is fighting. He's fighting my back. That is what Psalm 127 says. It says that the sons and daughters of your youth is an arrow in your hands. So all of them are my arrows. So in my hands. I purely believe everything in my life, I equate it with the word of God.
Okay. So, but how did you feel like as a person, apart from what the society expects from you?
It gives me joy. It gives me joy.
So the feeling, are they the same? The feeling when you,
No,
how you felt when you were...
They're not the same because secondly, I'll be praying only for my son and my daughter. Now I'll be praying for my grandchildren. So my prayer point have added one. So it's a responsibility. So if I've been fasting or be praying, I will remember the child that God gives me in prayer. So it's just quite difference being a father and a grandfather.
Okay. The next question, do you think young couples abroad should be investing in Nigeria or in the country they live? For example, buying houses, buying cars, etc. So do you think young couples, should they invest, like now, me and my husband, should we invest in Nigeria, or do you think we should invest in the UK where we live, like buying houses and other stuff?
You say investment. Why should you invest in Nigeria? I have said it earlier. When the property you have in Nigeria is under contention, you will sooner or later lose it. For instance, you will bought a land at Asaba or at Onitsha and you build a tenant house. Within 10 or 15 years, somebody may come up in that village, start to claim the land, that the person that sold the land to you is not the rightful owner. And now you start to go to court. You now start to have problems. So I said it earlier. Having all these properties in Nigeria is troublesome. So I'll be encouraging them to invest here. If they invest here, for instance, they have a house, 2 or 3, before they will be retiring, they may decide to sell one of the property and the money will be doubled. So I'm encouraging them, even I have prayed for them, that next time I will come, I will not be in this house. I will be in their own personal house.
Amen.
Okay? So the reason they will invest in the home is that they will build a duplex in a home. In case of they visit Nigeria, they will see where they will be sleeping. But the problem so many of them is having is that they come today, tomorrow they will go, or they go and sleep in the hotel. But you need to build a house because you have siblings. They will need to have accommodation because not all of them will be in UK or United Nations.
Okay. So, but when you talk about, I understand that part of contention, but I'm just asking, there are genuine, it's not every time there will be contention. So is it that shouldn't people also invest in Nigeria?
The reason I don't encourage anybody to invest in Nigeria, I invested in my money, a lot of my money, my youthful age, in stock exchange.
Nigerian stock exchange.
Nigerian stock exchange. If I can telling you now, for over 5 years, all those stocks have collapsed. For instance, Guinness Nigeria have left Nigeria this year. If you have a share there, all the shares you have there have been lost. Cambre, Liver Brothers, where are they? Where are Zenith Bank, Access Bank, Diamond Bank, Eco Bank, all these shares you invested. You can wake up in the morning, you hear the liquidation. For instance, the currently one is Heritage Bank.
Yeah.
I'm talking to you now. I have money in the Heritage Bank. It's could be a very long process to get that money. Or even if I did not go if I waste a lot of time to process the money, the bank will eat that money.
Yeah, I think really if you have if you invest in the country, the point is that this country, for instance, everything is legit. It doesn't do like Nigeria. So if you invest here, even in turn, the returns is the value and everything is still higher than investing in Naira.
In Naira.
To be honest, I
Don't
know
be
that
Naira. The contention sooner or later, you will lose the investment. I'll give an example for you. Currently, in this 2024, if you have asset. Heritage Bank, you have lost it because the bank have liquidated.
Yeah.
So all the money you invested there.
Yeah.
If you are in UK or you're Europe and you are putting your money in Heritage, you have lost the whole money. They will give you at least 5 million. Let's assume that you invested 100 million there and you get 5 million. What is going to be the joy?
Yeah.
But if you invested the money here in
and there are
Europe,
so many investments here in
there's so many investments here where you invest and you get a return for life. After your children will inherit it, but it's not so in Nigeria. So we have a bad leadership, bad government.
Yeah, even thinking out loud, honestly, even with all I know, like sometimes when you send some money here, convert it, it's easier. But to be honest, even if you can invest in real estate, acquiring properties in this country, I think it still pays off. Property is property everywhere. They will still appreciate with time. So if you have that, if you invest here, can always just, like you said, you can still build house in I'm not talking about your village. You shouldn't build any house. But of course, I think he has even advised us and agreed that we should have our own house here where we live. Then you can also do that one later back home, because how often do you stay there? The house you go and build, who lives there and all of that. Okay. I think okay, 2 more questions from this person. I think there's a similar question to this number 5. So I'll go with the last one, then I'll take the other 2 last. Whether he thinks a couple should go ahead to get married if one of them's family vehemently refuses to give their blessing for intangible reasons such as tribal differences. So do you think somebody should go ahead? The parents are not giving blessing. Should they leave that blessing and still go ahead and get married if the reasons are not tangible?
The reason, I can't understand what makes that reason not to be tangible. I don't believe in the tribal or ethnicity issue. First of all, you need to convince your father. You need to convince him. You approach him on the first time, he will refuse. And you go back and continue to pray. Naturally, you may be a Christian, you may be a Hindu, you may be a Muslim, but I'm talking to you naturally. You have a father. You did not come to this earth by evolution. So your father needs to bless you. Just say, I blessed you. My daughter and my son, I bless you. you will prosper in the morning, you will prosper in the afternoon, you will prosper in the evening. And your prosperity is my joy. That is okay. No matter the dowry or all those things you are doing is your own cup of tea. What you need is the blessing of the Father. No pastor will bless you where your father, your parents did not bless you, that will stand. I'm telling you that if the pastor understand what he's doing, he will help you to go and reach to your parents and try to convince them. Because the reason why he says no.
What if it's not, like you say, intangible reason? Okay, you might think that there is no particular reason, not like this person's character. Just like probably they say, oh, because you are from this tribe or you are from here, I'm not giving my blessing. So because of that, they shouldn't get married. They should cancel it, even if the parents are still insisting and saying no, 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 no. Like, or do you think they should? Because I don't know. I think it depends on the case. Sometimes it can take forever.
I have never seen the father who persisted long. It may last highest 1 year.
Okay.
What you need is only to pray. And secondly, if the mother of the child is still alive, she will go meet the mother, because women easily understand than a man. So she will know how to talk to the husband. I have a cousin who have 3 female childs. We are from Igbo culture, but the Yorubas married all of them. The last one, the man rejected. We are the one that let him to understand that the child has made up his mind to live with this man. Bless them. After 1 year plus, and he blessed them, and they're living happily in the western part of Nigeria. So, but it's not so easy if the man rejects. What you need is to have patience and pray.
Okay. Yeah. So I think we have 4 more questions. I will take the last 2 are related, 3 more rather. So let me take this one, then I'll take the remaining 2 together. Grandpa should give us a vivid comparison of raising kids in his time versus now. So what's the difference when it comes to raising kids during your own time and what we see now?
It's a very quite difference. I don't admire the way you people are raising children in this 21st century.
Okay.
During our own time, the father will have a cane. He will hang on the roof of the building. The Igbo people calling it Onyedumeku. It's the thing that helped me to talk. Onyedumeku, it helps you to talk. The Bible, where we believe, says, spare the rod and spoil the child. I have observed so many abnormalities here. You can't beat the child. If you slap him or cane the child, he or she will report you to the teacher, and the teacher will call a social worker, like a Meso. Meso will come and take the child away from you. Last 2 years I came. There's a parents in Manchester. They take the child from them. What I'm trying to say is that if you beat your child, the government will come and collect and take the child away.
It's not always like that. That is not only by beating. So, but earlier in part 1, you said that you support gentle parenting. Okay, is it only in the aspect of your child being your friend that you support gentle parenting? Because gentle parenting also doesn't really. Do they really?
When he's a kid, from 4 years, 5. Up to the primary school section in Nigeria. As far as he's growing, he grows up with his peers' age mate. He may be trying to stay outside by 8 p.m. and you will be quarreling with him or her. 8 p.m. But when he or he refuses, you go bring Onyedumeku.
So you think that cane is really worth? But there
Yeah,
are people that they flogged, they still didn't end like they
yes,
still. So does the cane
yes,
really matter?
it matters. When you cane the child, you bring him or her closer to you and teach him.
So is that the only difference in your
Yes,
own time and
yes.
our time?
And
Just cane, flogging.
you will show him the love, the reason why you cane him or her.
Okay. Oh.
It's not when you cane him, you throw him out and you pursue him out of the home. No, 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 no. That is barbaric. The cane is part of training and love. It's not just to humiliate the child, just to convince him or her that what he does is not good. But here in Europe, you won't do that.
Yes, and it's not the best. I still stand by that. That's your own opinion
That is
anyway.
their culture.
Yeah, of course, in Africa it's allowed, but here it's not allowed.
It's not
So
allowed.
please don't do it. Don't do it. There are better ways to raise your kids apart from flogging them. Thank you. Okay, so this last question is all about your late wife. So I don't know, are you comfortable answering them, or
No,
should we
yes,
skip
yes.
them? Okay. So this person said, how are you navigating life without your wife, and with you and with me and my brother being abroad. So the person acknowledged that this is so touchy. So if you can skip it if it's emotional
No,
for
no,
you.
no, no. It's
So have you been navigating life without your wife and your two children are abroad? Then the other person also said, did you regret ever sending you and your brother abroad? I think you've answered that. What was his expression when you told him you are getting married? We skipped this one. Probably you answer it last. So let's just deal with this. My battery is low, so let's just rush it. Why didn't you remarry? So let's talk about your wife. So how have you been feeling now? Why didn't
I'm
you?
not feeling okay, but there's nothing I can do.
Hmm.
As I continue saying, I'm a Christian. My Bible says in all things you give God thanks. I have keep it out of my sight. But when things talk, I may remember the way we live together. Saying remarry, I will remarry when the time comes. I don't feel lonely. The world is global. I could call Chika or Meso on a video call, and they will see me and I will see Jan. So I don't feel lonely because I have an aged mother. I'm the first son, and all my siblings are not around. So I'm not the one that live with the woman. So that is why I stayed. Last time I came 1 month, this time 2 months, the other one 3 months, just to accompany her till the day he will live. He's 80 years by December, so he's approaching 90 years.
So guys, that was supposed to be the last question, but luckily question just came in now, and this will be the final. This person also asked 4 questions. You guys are amazing. So I think some of the questions this person asked have been addressed, but we can touch them slightly. The first one is, how many grandkids does he wish to have? So you have 2 children. How many grandchildren do you wish to have?
My wish?
Yes.
My wish may be different
That's why it's your wish.
from their
Don't
wish.
worry. Just tell us what you wish.
I believe in few number of issues.
Okay.
2, 3, it's okay.
Okay. So in total, highest 6
or 5.
5 or 6. Okay. Don't worry. Maybe my brother will give birth to 2, because me, by God's grace. 4. Then the next one, does he think marriage changed you? If so, in what way? Do you think marriage changed me? If so, how did
changed the Meso?
Yeah.
No, marriage did not change her.
Okay.
He is always taking care of me.
Okay.
Even when he was about, he's calling me.
Yeah.
Even if I'm sleeping, I receive a call. So he has a compassion for me. So it didn't change.
So don't let marriage change your parents'
No,
relationship.
no.
Like, especially when it comes to he's answering. Of course, marriage has changed me if you ask me that question in some ways, but for him,
No.
it hasn't changed anything really. I still remember him. What I was doing, even when I was still a student abroad, what I was still doing, I still do that for him. And in case you're watching this video and you don't put your parents on monthly stipend or monthly allowance, I think I forgot to mention this in part 1 of this video. This is a sign for you. Start it. It does a lot for them. You never know, to be honest. The next one, what is the one aspect he loves about his daughter? So what is it about me? One particular, if you have to choose one out of many, one particular thing you love about me. Ngwa.
Yes, so there are many, but you say one particularly. Caring. Caring. It touches my heart. If you have been following the video, at end of the month, I've been expecting my stipends. So it's part of the caring, and it adds life to me. I'm telling you.
I'm caring. You get that? Very caring. And then the last question from this person, which should be the last question here, is how long did it take him to raise money for you to study abroad?
I think I have narrated the story.
Yeah.
When I've been growing up, I have a few properties. I have 3 shops at Afoba Market, and I have a plot of land I bought with my money at our place. So her mentor advised me the importance of training her abroad, that in few years he can afford to buy all those properties for me.
Yeah.
So because I believed the man and I believed my daughter. So as you all knows, I have only 2 kids. So the one I keep to settle her, because in Igbo concept, you settled somebody, your father settled a female daughter when she married with a landed property or money or anything. So when I have them too, I bought that shed and I wrote her name, Mesoma. So the shop belongs to her. So I sold it, and I sold one of my land, and I put the money together. I paid only 1 year. So to let you know that Imeso is so industrious, I pay only 1 year, and the remaining 1 year, she's the one that sponsored herself. It's truth on the whole matter.
Yeah.
So, but there is a way you will start. We started with the little we have.
Yeah. So it didn't take so long, really. It's just that mentality. He just sold his properties because he believed that I can afford, after training me, I can afford to get him more lands if he so wish. Yeah. So as it is now, I even think like my first money, like you remember one of the money that you borrowed eventually later on that you used to do certain things. I remember as a student, I sent my dad a whooping sum of how much? Do you remember that first big money I sent you?
I could remember.
You forgotten?
You are sending a lot of money.
Because he was in debt, actually. After I came back, my mom passed away, the burial and everything. So my dad just, kind of didn't pay back. I just told him that, you know what, I'm going to pay this money.
What I know that all the money I borrowed to pay for her school fees, he paid the money back.
Yeah.
But what God does to me in the life of Meso is what they called to pay money into somebody's impress account. What
is it joint account?
No,
fixed deposit account.
That shows that he has the money.
Yeah.
The Lord used one of my sister to raise that money.
Yeah.
And I have
this thing, proof of funds. Yeah. God just favored us and we go. I think we talked about that in that video. Yes. I think this video is already long. I'm going to leave the link to the first video I filmed with my dad when he came 2 years ago. You guys should watch that video. God just favored us.
Yes.
Gave us someone that helped us to put the money for the proof of funds, and immediately it came out, we sent it back to her. But other minimal expenses apart from my of course, when he sold the property, cleared my school fees, my first day school fees outrightly. So when I came here, I wasn't under pressure to be working and paying back. When I started working, I was just saving for my second year school fees. So that kind of didn't put so much pressure on me. So it's something from experience I can advise parents, if you have a landed property, I don't know who you are leaving it for. For instance, like these are your kids, sell it. If the kids, for instance, now by the special grace of God, my dad wants another land, I'm working already, I'm settled here, I can raise money and I can buy. You can always buy lands, but you can't always buy an opportunity for someone to go abroad. I don't even know what it would have been if my dad didn't send me abroad when he did. So I remember some people say that they made their parents watch that first video to encourage them about investing in their children, especially the female children, which in Africa, people don't talk more, don't think that it's necessary to invest in your daughters. But yeah, so thank you so much, Daddy,
Thank you.
for coming along and answering these questions, and thank you guys for these questions.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for watching and listening. Hope you've liked it. Please give this video a thumbs up, it goes a long way. That way YouTube can recommend it to more people. Subscribe to the channel if you have not. Share this video with as many people that you think will need it, and I will see you guys in my next one. Until then, stay blessed, remain intentional, and take good care of yourselves. Bye. Yeah,
Bye.
bye guys.